Hey everybody, it's Big E. Welcome to Big E's YouTube channel. So today we're working on a 2007 Ford Edge. We're going to replace the power brake booster because it has a spongy pedal where the pedal gets hard and it doesn't stop. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this and see if we can get this swapped out. So the first thing we're going to do here, we have to remove the air cleaner assembly. So what you're going to do is get an 8mm and get these bolts loose, which I forgot my ratchet already, but in the meantime there are these clips you want to pop off, and this here clip you want to take off too very carefully. There's a red lock on there. You pull that back and gently you want to pull that out carefully. As not to break, you don't want to break anything, that's for sure. And then it comes off. So you have this here, you want to pull it back and then squeeze on that piece and it'll come out. So you have various tubes, other things here connected, so we're going to go ahead. There's a clamp back in here where the throttle body is. We're going to get that loose as well. So that's what I'm going to work on. We're going to do that, loosen that clamp. We're going to get this air box completely out. The next thing we're going to remove will be the battery so we can access to where the master cylinder and the power brake booster are. Alright, so Big E here. So we got the air box, we got the hoses off, the air box is out, the battery is out. So we're starting to be able to see where there's two 13mm bolts or nuts that hold that onto the booster. So I'm hoping with these flexible lines here I can take this off, bend it out of the way. The goal here is you don't want to open the system because these are a real pain to get the air out of, from what I understand. So I'm going to try and get this out of the way and try not to open any of the system to put the new booster on, so we don't have to run into the nightmare of doing that. So when we remove those two 13mm bolts, we're going to see, and we have to disconnect this connector right here. It's hard to see with this in the way. That connector right there. Okay, so we'll work on that, and then we'll see if we can start getting this booster off. Alright guys, it's Big E. So we'll take a look in there, if I can get you in there. Let me adjust the camera. Man, the lighting is here. You can see back there is, here's the master cylinder. So we unbolted it. It's two 13mm nuts. And back there, I don't know if you can see the spring is, and there's the, I wish I had better lighting. I could show you guys. Okay, there's the piston, the rod that comes out of the power booster itself. And then this piece here, where my finger is, that goes into there. That's the part of the master cylinder. So you want to make sure when you put it back together that that slides into there, or you're going to have no brakes. So our next step at this point is going inside the car. We need to take off the brake pedal, and we need to unbolt it from the firewall. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see. You see where the boot is. I'm having a hard time holding the camera. You see the boot here, and there's where your brake pedal connects to. And then there's these four nuts here. You can't see the one over there because of the camera angle. I can't move to show, but there's four of them. There's three of them there, and you're going to disconnect that pin there that holds the brake pedal. That's the piece that comes from the power booster that connects to your brake pedal. So you got to disconnect that, the four nuts, And then this whole power booster should come loose from the firewall, and I'm hoping we can get it out. A couple guys say I have to take the intake manifold off. I'm kind of hoping I've seen one guy do it without taking the intake manifold off. So our goal is that we don't have to take the engine apart to get this out. So I'm going to work on getting those 4 nuts off. We're going to try and see if we can pull that linkage out and get that apart. And hopefully when I come back... Alright, it's Big E. So we were able to, thank goodness, and now my camera came apart, but thank God we were able to get it out. It was quite the chore. They don't give you really enough room, so it was a little bit of a wrestling match, but we got it out. And there's the old one. So I'm going to go ahead and check all my lines and stuff and make sure everything's good. Check for anything else that's obvious. You have to disconnect your line here, and this is the end that's going to go on your new booster. So what you're going to need to do is tuck this back under, but I have it out now to give as much room as possible so we can get the new one in. So I'm going to go ahead and put the new one in. We're going to bolt it up and hook everything up. Alright guys, it's Big E. So we got the new booster in, we got the master cylinder back on. Had to take the throttle body off to give enough clearance to get it. We were able to pull the old one out, but just wasn't able to get the new one in. So I pulled the throttle body off, which I'm okay with as long as I didn't have to take the intake off. But we got the master cylinders bolted up. We got all the... We got the 4 bolts up in there. Got the 4 bolts. We got the brake pedals hooked up. So there's a pin. Don't forget the cotter pin that goes on the back side to make sure that that pin doesn't wiggle out from road vibration and stuff. So we're basically done on the inside of the car at this point. So now we have the throttle body to put back on, the battery tray, all the vacuum lines, and the airbox. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to go ahead and fire it up. Alright guys, so Big E, I'm back. Just cleaning up some stuff here that I got last minute. So we got everything buttoned up. We got the airbox back on. We got the throttle body back on, the airbox, the battery. Everything's all buttoned up. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to start it up. We're going to check this brake pedal out. As soon as I find where I put the keys, guys. Oh, they're in my pocket. So I'll go ahead and, at least I thought they were in my pocket. So, I'll have to check in case my wife grabbed them. So let me see if I can find the keys. We're going to take this thing on a road test. Alright guys, it started up. Usually doesn't take that long. So we're going to go ahead here. Feels pretty good. I don't like the pedal travel, but they say go in reverse and hit the brakes. Actually, it feels like before. It feels like when we first bought it. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the brakes. No hard pedal, no spongy pedal. So it's going to take a little bit because the battery's all whacked out, so everything's all, she's going to have to set everything up, but has a lot of pedal travel. So I'm going to try one thing yet I saw. They say if you go in reverse and you hit the pedal really hard. Now we're going to go ahead one more time. One more. Alright, now let's see if that helps with the pedal coming up. The pedal does feel like it did before. Alright guys, so other than having the wife approve it, that thing feels very good. I'm very happy with it. The brake pedal feels good. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to get out. I'm going to get her to see if she can drive it. So anyway guys, that's a power brake booster installed 2007 Ford Edge. You don't have to remove the intake manifold. Worst case scenario, you have to remove the throttle body. Just take your time. 8 and 10 millimeter are probably the most popular, 13 millimeter the most popular sockets you're going to need to do this job, and a screwdriver. It just took me probably about an hour and 15 minutes. So till next time, like and subscribe. Watch out for each other. Take care of each other. We'll see you next time here on Big E's.